Welcome to Furniture Redesigned by MBM. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep watching. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is safe and having an amazing day. Today, I'm not at home. I'm at my sister's house in her kitchen. And guess what, guys? We're going to be laying a floor. I'm going to be on my hands and knees laying this floor. But before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you. And if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I want to say go ahead. If you like us, hit the subscribe button and keep watching. Now we're ready to get into our project. Here's a look at the original floor. This is the tile that she has chosen, and we will be laying it in the subway tile pattern. And I laid this floor, oh my God, she bought this house how many years ago? 13 years ago I laid this? I laid this floor 13 years ago, oh my God. And we're gonna do it again. So I think we're gonna start it either in the door where she's standing, or we're gonna start it right here along the sink or these cabinets. But before we get started, I want to touch up all of her trim along the floor. It'll be easy to do that right now. We're gonna take care of all of that. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. We got all the baseboards touched up, and now we're ready to get started. And I think we're gonna start right over here in the doorway. Now, to start in the doorway, I got a few little tricky cuts. I gotta get around this trim, come around here, and go around heating vent. Let me see if I can take my knife and make those cuts. And then I'll take my second piece, which will be like a half a piece of go that way. I got my first two pieces down in the doorway. Now, I want to take a full piece, and this is a partial piece, and I want to start against the cabinet. So I've put the piece down, measured where I needed to cut around the bottom of the cabinet. Pretty much all I did was lay the piece in the middle, and then I measured back, and I think I cut off like 2 inches, but I only had to cut it down from the bottom, and I want to say there's like a 3-inch overhang on the bottom or from the base of the cabinet. The next thing I have to do is try to get it under the toe kick. Now, it seems like this was quick, but this took quite some time. I was able to get it loose. I dry fit it before I actually glue it down. Now I have to find my next piece. I thought the first piece that I cut off would be long enough, but it was just a little bit short, so I'm just going to cut another piece in half. I know I'm kind of blocking the view, but I am on the floor and I'm trying to do this cut. So now to go around the air vent, I have to cut this piece. So I'm just taking a pencil, making my mark, and of course I'll cut it out to go around that vent. Yes, now we're moving right along. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're keeping your space clean. You don't want any debris to get under your tiles. So my next piece, of course, will be a full piece, the full 12 by 24 piece. Now, we're going straight. Now, there is a 4-inch gap between the cabinet or the base of the cabinet and the row that I'm laying now. And of course, I'll do those 4-inch cuts at the end. Also, pro note, you want to also make sure you line up those edges as close as possible. You want to pull them in, trying not to see any seams. Now, on her floor, it does have some imperfections. The floor is not as level as you would like it to be, so there are a few imperfections. Now I have one more piece to finish off this row. I have one more cut. So I'm lining it up and I'm making a mark so that I can cut off the end, and then I'll flip it around, place the uncut end against the piece of tile. And then over here, I still have to try to remove this toe kick so that when I cut the other pieces to go here, the 4-inch pieces, they should fill in. I'm going to slide this stove as close to the cabinet and refrigerator as I can get it so we can keep on going toward the window laying tiles. If you're watching and you're enjoying this video, now would be the perfect time to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you'll know when I upload my next video. Now here's a look how I get that brick laid pattern. So I have a whole row, a whole tile here on this row, and now I'm taking a half tile to do the next row. Because I'm starting with a 12-inch piece, all my center lines should be at 12 inches. So everything that follows would have a 12-inch center to the row in front of it. So I just finished a row of all 24-inch pieces, and the cut piece was on the end. Now we have the cut piece in the front, 12 inches, and now we're going to do the 24-inch pieces. And if you're looking, you'll see that the seam is right in the middle of the 24-inch piece. You should have some kind of roller to make sure that your tile is adhering to the floor. But guess what? We're just using our feet and doing a little happy dance on top of the tiles to make sure that they're sticking to the floor below. As you can see, it's time to move the stove back over to the other side so we can continue tiling. Now we have to be really, really careful and lift because you don't want to crack or tear the edge of the tile. Luckily for us, she has rollers under hers or little lifters under her stove, so we didn't have to really lift so much. I'm turning the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So pretty much I'm going to take a whole piece to start my next row, and I'm doing this because I want to see, I have about an inch cut right here to go on the side of the stove and the cabinet, and also I have to cut around the pipe, so that'll be one of the last pieces that I cut. But I'm getting this done so that each of us can work on a row. So now I'm going back and grabbing some of the half pieces that we have or cut pieces, and I'm just laying them on the ends, and all I have to do is go back and cut them. And because I'm laying out the pattern, this also helps me know which pieces that need to be cut. So I started with another cut piece, and I'm coming the opposite way, and I'm doing this because if you remember on the other end, I need that like small piece to cut around the pipe between the cabinet and the stove. So this will help. I'm starting from this end, and I can really move quick doing it from this end. By now, it's getting later. We've been at it for about 3.5 hours. So I had my sister start on the other end, coming toward me with a whole piece while I struggle to get the toe kick from this corner from her Lazy Susan area. And you know I had to speed up the camera, so you didn't have to listen to my horrible singing, but I'm still enjoying my music. Once again, I'm a little bit out of frame. I'm so sorry. Forgot to move the camera, but I'm laying that piece right around the edge of the cabinet, between the cabinet, I want to say, and the stove. We're at the point where we moved the refrigerator, and now we're just cleaning behind the refrigerator, and I'm making her do the work because this is her home. And I also got all the baseboards painted behind the refrigerator. Because the bottom of her cabinets are not straight, I had to cut my tile on an angle to fit under. I'm going to pull the camera down and see if you see what I'm talking about. The cabinet kind of cocks out, and I cut it, but that's okay because when I put the toe kick back, it will cover up any imperfections. here I am again, starting with the half piece, but I'm going on the opposite end because there's only like a sliver right by the cabinet, between the cabinet and the stove, that need to be cut. So I'm just laying out my pattern to make sure everything fits. And you see how it fit right past the door perfectly, no cuts. I am so excited by that. And now my sister can go ahead and start to lay these tiles while I go back and cut the pieces that I need to cut. And I didn't take up the quarter round in this area or in the kitchen. I will be going back and taking caulk and caulk those areas. The quarter round, I don't know. I didn't lay the quarter round. I just laid the floors. It wasn't really even, and I didn't want to take a risk of breaking it and her having to replace it. So we'll just caulk around all of this. Now it's time for another cut piece. It's time to go around the Lazy Susan, and I need to cut a piece out. So here I am, taking my pencil, making my mark, taking my square to make sure that my marks are straight, using my utility knife to cut it out. Sidebar, anyone who wants to try this for themselves, if you have a sharp utility knife, score your tile. It should be very easy to snap just where you made that score line. And then all you have to do is pull it apart. If you're a little bit off and you have to score it again, you could do that. Now for me, I didn't show it, but I did have a pair of pliers on hand. So if I was a little off and I scored it and I couldn't snap it, I would take the pliers and just snap it until my edge was clean. So this is the last cut I have here, and I just have to finish this one row against the wall and one little cut, as you can see, from the edge of the cabinet back to the wall. And this is right there where the stove fit, and that has to be a cut. But I'm gonna wait and cut it at the end so that I don't have to cut a full piece. Now we're finishing the last couple cuts to go down the stairs. Now I didn't use any new pieces. I'm using pieces that were cut off, and I'm just going to try to fill this in with these pieces. It should be really easy. And I did have to take up the stair tread to get this piece or these pieces down. Also come back and caulk around the door edge trim or the molding on the doors. I'll do that as well. And also I noticed there are a few imperfections on the floor, and I'll probably come back and grout the floor. So here I am cutting the last piece over the stairs around this door trim. Now what I'm doing is to keep from messing up another whole piece, I'm looking at some of my cut pieces and trying to find something that would fit this space. So that's what I'm doing, checking the corners, making sure that I find the right edge that would fit in. And then I measure and make my cut. Pulling my hair out, y'all. I did all of that measuring or drawing around, making my cut. And guess what? I have to cut it to the right size first before I could do that. So I had to start all over making that template. And it took me quite a while to do it. I want to say I probably spent 10-15 minutes on this one piece. So you don't get to see all of the bad stuff. You just get to see it go down smooth and easy. So I'm back to almost where I started. I have to make these 4-inch cuts along the front of the sink base cabinets. Now I did manage to get the shoe molding off, so these should be really easy. They don't have to be perfect because the shoe molding will cover the imperfections. The last piece to go in, and I'm giving my sister the honor. Did you check it? See if it fits?
No, you didn't tell me to do that.
I did tell you to do that. I said I'm not gonna do that. You do that. We're gonna check to see if it fit. I cut it. Let's see. Is it right?
Yep.
All right, it's right. So she can pull the paper off and lay it. Let's do this thing.
Here we go.
Here we go. Can y'all see?
Up.
Pull it towards you.
I'm trying.
There you go.
Boy, I'm good at what I do.
Woo!
I'm so good at what I
Woo! The last piece is down.
I ain't did nothing, but I love saying
The
it.
last piece is down. We did it. Let me
done.
turn the camera around. Let me clean up, turn the camera around, let you guys see it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, but I lied. I was just informed that there's another space. This little entry hall at her front door. This is what the floor looked like now. And when you walk in the door, you walk into her living room space. So it's a small space, and there's a closet off to the side. But this is what it's looking like, and I didn't waste any time getting started. So even though I'm out of frame here, guys, what I'm doing is messing with the trim around the door here. I'm actually going through the closet. Now, I won't be doing the closet, but the long tiles that's going into the closet, I'm going to let them go into the closet, and she can finish the closet herself with cut pieces, scrap pieces, whatever she wants to do, because it's just the inside of the closet. So here we are, creatives. The hallway is finished, looking really, really nice. And here's where I took that towel inside the closet. Like I said, from here, she can finish it. But at least I got it going for her. Now I do have to add the door sweeps back. I laid them in place, but they're not glued down. Go across the hall, and this is the kitchen floor. It turned out so nice. It made the room so much light her an area that she really loved. And this is what she was looking for. Something to just lighten her space. And it worked out. Once again, the stair tread I haven't put back, nor have I put back any of the door sweeps. She wanted to go buy new ones, so I just didn't put them down. I laid them in place, but I have not put them down. And here, I just have this box of tiles sitting here because this one piece is really not sticking like we want it to stick. So we're thinking about go ahead and putting grout on the floor because there are some areas where it should be a little bit closer and there are gaps. So we're probably just going to mix up some grout and put the grout in all the seams. But that's something that she could do herself. I'll show her how to do it and get it done. She's working on putting her toe kick back, and that's what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you think we did a really good job or not. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Say thank you, Jackie. Bye-bye. That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, like, share, and don't forget to hype this video. Thank you so much. God bless. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.